Hey everybody, Jay Superawesome here. I'd like to welcome you all to my 31 Days of Horror in October. Wednesday, October 26th, I watched the Amityville Horror. For God's sakes, get out. The story: George Lutz, his wife Kathy, and their 3 children have just moved into a beautiful and improbably cheap Victorian mansion nestled in the sleepy coastal town of Amityville, Long Island. However, their dream home is concealing a horrific past, and soon each member of the Lutz family is plagued with increasingly strange and violent visions and impulses. Fearing for their sanity, they consult with Father Delaney, who realizes a dark supernatural presence has consumed the home and is attempting to propel the Lutz family into becoming its latest victims of unspeakable acts of violence. My thoughts: I have seen the Amityville Horror several times throughout the years, but up until this point, it had been several years since I had seen the original movie. Vinegar Syndrome released this amazing 4K, so I thought this was the perfect opportunity to revisit this one. What's interesting is the Amityville Horror is one of the first horror movies that I can remember seeing as a kid. Now, it wasn't the first horror movie I ever seen, but it was among the first few. I really did enjoy revisiting this one. It's not my favorite in this franchise, but overall, it's a pretty solid horror movie. I do feel like it's a little tame for my taste. It has its creepy moments, but after the opening sequence with the family that was murdered in the house, there's not really that much violence to speak of. But this house is so evil that the walls are dripping with blood and black goo. The toilets are even filled with black goo, so someone backed the toilets up. I thought that was especially evil. This movie does a fantastic job of building suspense, and what really helps with that is the movie's eerie score. The score to this movie is incredible and creepy. Not to mention, this house is incredibly creepy on its own. Just seeing those exterior shots of the house with that music, it's incredibly effective. And I definitely wouldn't want to step one foot in there. There's so many iconic moments sprinkled in throughout this movie. The scene where the little boy is picking on his sister with the spider and the window slams down on his hands, trapping him as he calls out in pain. That's such a classic scene. It's the exact same room where the priest was looking out the exact same window, looking down on the Lutz family as they were having fun in the backyard. The window begins to be swarmed with flies, during a time when it's out of season for flies. But this room is swarming with them, and the voice calls out, telling the priest to get out. That's also a very effective scene. And then we have the iconic scene with the babysitter who gets trapped in the closet. She is terrified, calling out for someone to open the door, beating on the door until her hands are a bloody mess. The Amityville house is just creepy as hell, and you really just fear the worst for the Lutz family. Things continue to escalate as the movie counts down the days they stay in the house. Overall, the Amityville Horror is a fun and entertaining haunted house movie. It's a little tame for my taste, but it's still very effective in the way it sets up suspense. I'm going to give the Amityville Horror a 7.5 out of 10, so please like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know if you have seen the Amityville Horror, or just let me know what you think about my review. And as always, I would like to thank you all for watching.